even after all the good we've done for Korea and with Korea, she still hates us because our science output is woeful. Well, hopefully that will change in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, but mostly gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Civilization VI Rise and Fall. If you notice that I sound a little bit more lethargic than usual, it is because I'm recording today's episode late at night, and I'm also drinking beers. So that means I am either going to come up with a great drunken battle strategy, or I am going to lead the people of Scotland to the greatest defeat in the history of my empire. And it's going to be exciting either way. I'm super looking forward to it. A lot of stuff has happened. We've gone through a couple of turns, and the most important thing to take note of is the fact that this Macedonian city is going to rebel in 8 turns, which means we can attack it and take it under our control without any sort of warmonger penalties, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Assuming the status of it doesn't change at all, that is probably the best thing that can really happen to us. Now, besides all that, I am going to preemptively denounce Macedon just because on the off chance that he manages to salvage the loyalty of his city, then I'm going to have to declare war on him. I'm not going to upgrade my units just yet. I'll do it 1 turn before the rebellion. And currently I am working on sending my trade routes to different places to get the road system started for the other, for this area. You know what I'm talking about. You remember the plan. You were there. You were listening. So what I'll do, I have 1 trader coming from Sandwich City going to Antananarivo. The next one I'm going to transfer over to Free City, and I'm going to start it going to Stockholm. It's going to take a while for it to get there, but it will create a pathway. Not necessarily a great one, because really I would want the pathway to go from, let's say, Stolen City to Alexandria. Such a conceited name. But overall, there's a lot of flat land over here, so it's not a huge deal. And I'm just kind of scouting out with this knight to see what sort of stuff he has. And from the looks of things, there are absolutely no defenses that we need to worry about in the slightest. So I'm hype as hell, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. This war is going to go over extremely well. We have superior ranged units. We've got a decent-sized cavalry. The only thing that we're really lacking is the general sort of foot soldier type units, so the warriors. We don't have a lot of those, but overall, it's more than possible to win battles without them. They're just nice to have. So sending this trade route to Stockholm is going to give us 6 gold and 2 science. Pretty decent. The money is always amazing. The science output is okay, but I shouldn't really be complaining about anything, because a little bit of science might just make my waifu care a little bit more. Now, because our civic is going to change in the next turn, we're going to complete the Reformed Church. I'm going to go through all the unit upgrades now, because I believe I have the discount policy on. Yes, I do. So I'm going to go through as many upgrades as I can right now, because I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that policy on in the coming turns. So, crossbowman. Got a Eureka. Crossbowman. And is that it? No, of course that's not it. Crossbowman. We've got 2,700 gold left, so obviously we're going to make another crossbowman. And we've got these 2 galleys. This is expensive. Caravel. Pirates of the Caribbean, eat your heart out. Double Caravel. We triggered an inspiration. I believe that is everything. Yes, it is. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So with all of those promotions out of the way, I feel... Nope, there's one more. I totally missed one. This spearman needs to be trained into a pikeman. And we've still got plenty of money to spare.
I don't like to commit myself about heaven and hell. You see, I have friends in both places.
So the theocracy is a pretty awesome government to switch over to. I like it a lot. The policies are balanced. We get 2 military, 2 economic, the green one, and a wildcard slot. So I'll switch it over. Before I change around all the cards, remember, do the... Ooh, 600 gold to make a pikeman. I didn't realize it was that expensive. So we'll go ahead and do that. The city is going to rebel in... Oh, 17 turns. It changed. I got a little bit better. Maybe he garrisoned the unit in there. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to fight him. That's fine. I'll fight him if I have to. Secretly, I want to. On a different note, our industrial zone just finished in Valo City, and the production is out of control. And something I was supposed to do, I was supposed to change the name of Edinburgh to Costa de Thought. Boom. Joshua Campos, thank you for the name. I think it's hilarious. And now, going back to that, the industrial zone is finished. That's boosting up the production from Valo City just a little tiny bit. As you can see, some units are still incredibly expensive to build. The pikeman, while not ridiculously strong, does take a long time to make, and I sort of don't want to make it because it's not the best unit out there. But I did say I was going to build at least one wave of pikemen, so I'm going to go ahead and stick to my word. Got a pikeman being produced in Nim, got another one being produced in Valo, and the one that we promoted, I'll consider 3 units of any given type a wave of units. Now for our policies, we can get rid of the unit upgrade one and swap it in for production of something. Or better yet, we'll swap it in for the yields gained from pillaging and coastal raids are doubled, because when we are at war, we're going to be doing a lot of that. The next one that I would like to go for the military stuff, I think I have enough knights at this point, so I do feel comfortable switching over to a different policy. So we'll switch from chivalry to the feudal contract. Next up for our economic policies, since we do have some international... Wait, when they say international trade routes, I really hope they just mean the ones that aren't going internally in my cities. I've always kind of wondered about that, but I've never been entirely sure. International, like it's not intercontinental. It's in between nations. So, right, okay, I'm going to put on the Trade Confederation policy, and I'm going to figure out what it actually does. And land surveyors, while not giving me any benefits while I'm not purchasing tiles, I imagine I'm going to purchase tiles in the near future, so I'm tempted to leave it on. But at the same time, the Oligarchy Legacy policy card, all land, melee, anti-cavalry, and naval melee class units gain 4 combat strength. That is a wartime policy, if I ever seen one. So we're going to equip that and click confirm. Yes. Yeah, okay, so the international trade routes are benefiting me. From Stockholm before, it was just giving us 2 science and no culture. Now it's giving us 3 science and 1 culture. So that's pretty awesome. Those trade routes that are going around to other countries, I guess you could say, are helping us tremendously. So that's pretty awesome. So as we're preparing for war, man, what can I really say besides Macedon? It's been nice kind of playing around with you and goofing off a little bit, but it's about time we start taking this sort of relationship of ours a bit more seriously. The last thing that I was really holding out for before starting the battle is the siege tower. This is a support unit similar to the battering ram, but a little bit different at the same time. It allows you to attack cities directly even when they have walls, which will potentially speed up our assault. It all depends on just how the flow of combat is going at a particular moment, right? Like if it seems like I don't want to pew down the walls with ranged attacks, then the siege tower will be beneficial. If I do want to pew down the walls and just keep everything fortified around it, then the siege tower doesn't really have much benefit, but it's good to have. I think what I'll do in Free City is start work on a swordsman, which is soon going to become a musketman, because it'll be nice to have that really strong unit to work with. And no, Macedon, he tried to steal the suzerain from me from Stockholm just as we're about to go to war. Not happening, buddy. They don't have any military, but still, not happening, buddy. I'm pretty sure I can declare war with him now and cash his belly. Yeah, I can declare a formal war, which has a very heavy warmonger penalty, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I may as well be a cheeky little bastard and get my entire army in position and ready to go, and then declare war on the next turn when everything is fresh and has all of its movement actions available, so we can rain death from above or below, from the side. It doesn't matter where, but there's gonna be death raining from somewhere. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be awesome. Tall. So 18 turns to finish building a musketman. That's not too bad. So here's how this is gonna get sort of divvied up, and how this is gonna work. First of all, we're sending this trade route to Valo City because Mangus. Boom. That helped out the population growth a bit. 28 turns until we get a new one in Free City. That's not bad. So here's what's going to happen. The musketmen are going to be the second wave of destruction. So the first wave is over here. They're going to deal with these three cities: Alexandria, whatever that is, and Dion. They're going to get erased off the map with wave 1. Wave 2, there's going to be at least one musketman in it. I may as well just promote this guy for 700 gold. That's expensive. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to leave him alone. So here we go. Okay, it's time to stop fooling around. Cassius Belli. Formal war. Let's do it. I know, Alexander. Peace was never all that much interest to me anyway. That's his way of saying, I'm a whiny little baby, and I'm about to get destroyed. So we'll start off. There is a Hippasus in my territory. There's actually a couple of them, and I don't want them to be there. So I'm gonna pew them from range with the crossbowmen, basically kill it in one shot. I'll have to move this guy over and use his action on it as well. That should be enough to take it down. Nope, he's still got just a little sliver more, and we'll use our swordsman to get rid of him. That's fine. Already off to a great start. Now here's where things could go downhill, or they could go uphill. It all depends. Pillaging the harbor district is a whopping 300 gold. Attacking the city walls, not as easy as I was expecting it to be with the caravels. I thought they were going to be a bit more damaging, but at the very least, the pillage is okay. 300 gold from that. You know what? We got Dion over there with no walls. We'll take them out first with the caravels. So the boats are going to deal with that. The main army is going to start marching towards Alexandria. We have a catapult. Yeah, I definitely want to use that. And we have a great general. We have to be very careful about positioning to ensure that we are getting benefits from our great generals with the units that are doing any attacking. So here's what we'll do. We've got the great generals centered around our knights. We're going to start moving them up one at a time. And I suppose I can move this pikeman up as well. And the crossbowmen. This guy can go up one more because we want to get the catapult in range of the city. Trying to do this as intelligently as possible so that nothing can go wrong, because a lost unit, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's not good. Which great general is this? Aethelfeld. I like Aethelfeld. He's got a cool name. So let's take out this knight with our knights having a good old knight battle. And coincidentally, it is nighttime. So there we go. We took him out. No problem. And we're standing on top of a commercial hub that we're definitely going to pillage. Aethelfeld leads the troops in parade after a stunning victory. Well, let's not celebrate too soon, Aethelfeld. I appreciate the error score, but you need to calm your jimmies down just a tiny bit. As for our research, I've always quite enjoyed anything having to do with the Navy. I love the seaside empire type thing. Mass production is pretty cool. The shipyard gives you +1 gold, +1 food in the harbor, and bonus production equal to the adjacency gold bonus of this district. That's very powerful, and that has a lot of potential to swing some of our lesser cities. So Sandwich City is building a harbor district, and Costa de Thought is going to have a harbor district as well, and so is Havana. As soon as the stars align and the equinox comes, they're going to have a harbor district. So having access to the shipyard would be pretty good. And overall, I'm not in a rush to do banking. Though maybe I should be. I'll do banking first. Okay. The first turn of the war, pretty good. Our knights took a little bit of damage. Overall, not a huge deal. Now let's see where the city attack comes from. Of course, it goes to the catapult, because that is probably the biggest threat to the Macedonian cities. The caravels taking virtually no damage from the city strike. Chandragupta, thankfully, not upset about the war, doesn't like our government. Interesting where his priorities lie. Funnily enough, okay, so the catapult actually does not do a lot of damage because it's pretty outdated. It's a classical era unit, if I'm remembering correctly, and he's got Renaissance walls, so that's making things a bit more challenging. But still, nice little chunk of damage. I should be happy for whatever I get, realistically. So let's see. Okay, I get a whopping 300 gold for pillaging this commercial hub, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Boom. I'm going to have to repair it later once I capture the city, but it's totally worth it. Now we're starting to move our guys in for the surround on the city. The crossbowman going to take the first shot at his catapult. And I suppose the knight could finish it off, but that would leave it a little bit vulnerable to an attack. Right? If I actually, well, he'd still be pretty close to max, but I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I don't know why I was expecting these boats to be a lot stronger than they actually are, but they're not doing that much damage to the city defenses. So they've got the base strength of 38, plus 3 because of ideal terrain, plus 4 due to difficulty, plus 10 from the garrison's knight, and plus 4 from their districts. That's a lot of strength. I'm really starting to wish I had a great admiral. But and Tananavario proving that they are a worthy ally to Scotland after we saved them from the oppressive regime of Macedon. This is amazing. Everything is just sort of coming together. Now, here's what I'm going to do to make these next couple of turns go by faster. I'm going to pillage all of these farms. I'm going to have to repair them. I do understand that. But I want all of my soldiers to heal back to maximum. So there we go. All the farms have been pillaged. Gonna pew pew the wall one more time. If I move this guy here, and I move this guy here, and then I move this guy here, then I can move this guy here. I don't know why I wanted to use that guy in particular, but it seemed like there was something special about him. So we're gonna keep the city. We'll rename it soon enough. If you happen to come up with a cool name, you can put it in the comments. And if I haven't renamed the city by the time I read the comment section, then, you know, I'll change the name. You know, I'm a little bit surprised because I'm a little bit surprised that despite the fact that I'm a little bit tipsy, I've been making a lot of really sound tactical decisions. And that shouldn't be happening. I should be stumbling and tripping over myself. But I'm not. So maybe that says something about this Guinness Extra Stout. I quite enjoy this beer. I think it's given me extra confidence somehow. Keep it. Oh my goodness. Alexander is such a douchebag. He just sent an envoy to Stockholm, so they declared war on me. It's so ridiculous how fickle the city-states can be sometimes. Oh gosh. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. It's just really stupid and annoying. On the bright side, though, we're moving our forces back to the safety of our own territory, slowly but surely, and we're preparing for the next wave of the assault, which is going to include musketmen, which I'm pretty sure Alexander can't deal with in the slightest. So that's going to be pretty awesome. And now that we've pillaged all the districts that we're going to have to repair anyway, but the big burst of gold and faith that we got from pillaging a commercial hub and a holy site is pretty nice. Bang. Fire cannonball number 2. Fire cannonball number 3. Cannonball number 4. No. We just take the city. Boom. Keep it. This is awesome. So with all of that, I think it is officially time for us to take a little break, because I'm obviously incredibly tired. I need to go to bed. But the second wave is about to start marching. Now, we're going to have to speed this up a little bit because our people are a bit unhappy, which I'm not entirely sure why, because we're winning. But either way, we are working on building an entertainment complex in Stolen City, so that'll get rid of the minus amenities. Then we can build an arena afterwards. It'll take some time, but it'll definitely be worth it. We can put golf courses next to that, and that'll make it even stronger than it already is. It's a lot of stuff, man. This is going to be some very, very exciting future turns. The city of Nim is working on an arena. They finished an entertainment complex a while ago. Coast of the Thought, very underdeveloped. Their production is absolutely terrible. They don't have a lot of production tiles. Definitely need to get them some more trade routes, but all of our trade routes are currently occupied. So what'll happen is when some of these places finish, then we'll get more trade route capacity, and it'll be awesome. It'll be freaking awesome. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy that Macedon is finally getting what he deserves, which is a good ass whipping. And yeah, man, so when we come back, we're going to continue pressing on with this battle and destroying Macedon. We can pretty much retire these caravels, but I'll keep them around, because what I can do, which will be pretty awesome, is send them back across the ocean to kind of mess around with Japan a little bit, maybe pillage a few of their districts and just have a little fun. Or I could just not be a jerk. But either way, I don't think I'm going to delete them just to delete them. With all of that said, though, the name of the game is Civilization VI Rise and Fall. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know how awesome it is that Alexander's getting that whipping real good. Thank you for watching. Or you could just say hello if you want to. Let me know how you feel about Guinness Extra Stout beer. I think it's pretty tasty. It's bitter and it's sweet at the same time, just like it says on the label. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.